CorpsAfrica is an organization that seeks to make a difference in the lives of our rural community people. And we do that by engaging young people, all right, to be committed to working in rural communities to promote what we describe as community-led development. And we do this in sustainable ways, and we cannot do it alone. And so in our bid to achieve this, we work with a network of partners, and we actually say Pan-African because we have sometimes other volunteers coming from other countries to come and work in Ghana, and Ghanaians going elsewhere. But not just volunteers, but other non-profit organizations, philanthropists, businesses, and so far as national development is on the agenda, we that's what we do. And it's a very exciting initiative. We've been at it since 2013 from Morocco, but Ghana came onto the scene in 2022, and it's been a very impactful if you like, journey so far for us.
Right. We also want for you to shed a little bit more light on your key values and the principles that guide CorpsAfrica and its work.
Absolutely. So, one, it is about, let's call it community-led development.
Yeah, you said that.
We believe our people have what it takes, all right, to solve their challenges.
Right.
We want to see a people who are able to confront their daily challenges and find assets, in themselves and around them to be able to solve these challenges. So community-led development is certainly one of them. Number two, humility. We go into the communities in which we serve with humility, not going there as experts, because their community people are champions in their space. And so we go to learn from them.
Right.
And as we engage them in conversations and so on, and we try to understand what their needs are, then they actually put forth what they consider to be their priority of needs.
Right.
And then together we work with them to see how we can get around them.
Right.
Number three, transparency. We, in our work, you definitely would have successes, but you'd also have failures.
Yes.
And we believe in sharing our success stories as well as our failures with all the partners we work with, so that in the process, the community benefits from those lessons.
Right.
Because how did we do it? How did we get it right? And then what did we do wrong? And so we are very transparent in our dealings with all the different parts. These are the things these are the principles and some of the values that guide our work. And every CorpsAfrica staff and volunteer, without it telling you, you can actually see it. They go in there so humble, and they are transparent, and they go to at the utmost or the most important agenda is that the community develops itself. We don't go there to impose on them. We don't dictate to them. They tell, and then together we work around it.
Right. So how would you go about selecting your volunteers, maybe here in Ghana, and also training them to also follow your values?
Right. Now, the volunteers we use in the communities are young people who are graduates. And so we actually put out applications every year. Incidentally, the applications for this year only ended about on the 7th of May.
Okay.
Yeah, we put them out on the 1st of March, and they ran for about 2 months. And we tried to target channels and platforms where we can find young people, provided they've gone through university or tertiary education. And when they apply, then we subject them to a very rigorous process. Currently, we have 30 volunteers serving in 3 regions in Ghana, Central, Volta, and the Northern region. And for this year's applications, we got as many as over 1,500 applications.
Wow, that's
and
impressive.
we'll be selecting just about 45 volunteers. So that's the process. And what we have come to realize is that people who have been volunteers like Issahaku, they spread the word.
Yeah, and I'm actually going to go right there to him to also share with us some. It's a perfect time for me to find out from you, Mustpha, some of your experiences and how well, CorpsAfrica is treating you, and how you're also impacting on the community that you serve.
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity. So My name is Mustpha. I serve in the central region of Ghana in a community known as Nsadre in the KEA district. So my service in CorpsAfrica so far has been very exciting. I've learned a lot since I joined the team.
Had you been to that particular area before?
Yes, I have been there, not actually to that particular community, but I have passed through to Takoradi.
Okay.
But currently I live there in the community with the people, and it's been very exciting, as I mentioned. So just like Mr. Cofie mentioned, when I entered into the community, I did not go in as a master of everything. I went there to learn from the people because they have lived there longer than I have. So when I went in there, I supported in any way I could. So based on the discussions I had with most of the people, one example is the women's group. They mentioned that apart from the farming season, they normally do not have any other economic activities to engage in when it's dry season. So we came together to talk about what we can do so that they get themselves engaged during the dry season. So an idea came up that we could do a skills training. So I was like, well, I can do something about that because I have knowledge of how to make liquid soup. And they developed interest in it. Then they came together. They brought all the relevant stakeholders together. We pulled resources together through the community itself, and we had the skills training. And over 40 direct beneficiaries learned how to make liquid soup. And as we speak, about 12 of the women have started actively producing the liquid soup. And out of farming, that's what they do to engage themselves and to make a living for their families. Another example is most of the community members raised health concerns at a point in time because of the nature of the food, and also how most of the young people would prefer fast foods to vegetables, the very healthy ones. And then I went with my project counterparts. The counterpart is like the person I work closely with, although I work with the community.
Right.
I went with them to the Department of Clinical Nutrition and Dietetics at the University of Cape Coast, where we told them our story about our community. This is what we are facing. So they sent a team of people to do a dietary education in the community and also a health screening exercise. And it's actually extended to 3 other communities where there are other volunteers serving. And the people were very happy and impressed because it was the first time in a few days. Normally, most of the people in the rural areas would normally wait until they are actually sick before they visit a hospital, a health facility. So it was very exciting to see how they were happy that the team came in to check and also give them that education. And this is just a few of the impact stories across the country. Another notable one is that most of these communities, because they are primarily farming communities, they depend largely on it as a source of livelihood. So I remember one of my colleagues in his community, Abransa, just close to my community, he engaged the Ghana National Fire Service because the community members brought up about the issue of regular or rampant bushfires in the areas.
Right.
So the Ghana National Fire Service came in to give the community education and sensitization on how to prevent and control bushfires. And you could see the smiles on the faces of the community members, knowing that they can use very simple techniques to protect their farm produce.
Right, right. I am sure that we'll probably have to have another, session to talk about the amazing, impactful projects and the success stories. But you look like you are very passionate about what you do, and I like that. I can see it. He tells the story like it was, it was second skin, which is very impressive because that's the whole idea about going out there and helping people, also depending on what they tell you. And I'm really very, very, very excited about that. And I am happy that you are where you are because you would definitely make an amazing impact. You started making that already. And many thanks to Mr. Cofie and his team for picking you as a volunteer. But let's talk also about upcoming events and initiatives by CorpsAfrica, Mr. Cofie.
Right. So we have a very important event coming up on the 30th of May. We call it the Pitch Day. Now, in all the 30 communities in which we are in the country, at the time the volunteer finishes serving, and it's a 1-year service, at the time they leave the community, we leave a signature project.
Right.
What Mustpha described are what we call secondary projects, is the day-to-day things that they help the community with.
Right.
And very exciting things, including how to produce reusable sanitary pads and so on. And I find those activities so exciting, because it's a big deal for the community.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, but the signature project is a primary project that they embark on. And what they do is that after they enter the program from the beginning, there's a very intensive training for six weeks. And then in the course of the year, they come back on 4 different occasions to be trained. Now, that whole training is to equip them to be able to be effective in the community and to lead that signature project. Now, when the signature project is a project identified by the community amongst the tall list of
different things that
needs
they,
they have. And we come to an agreement with them. Identify a low-cost project, but that has a very high impact for majority of the community. And then when they do select, we now work together. They contribute a quota because their skin must be in it. That is when ownership takes place.
Exactly.
And so then we have a certain amount of money that we have dedicated to every single community. And so together with the community, we embark on that signature project.
Fantastic.
Sometimes our money plus the community's money is not able to fully cover the cost of the. And so the pitch day that we are having on the 30th of May is an opportunity to showcase to businesses, other not-for-profit organizations, philanthropists, and so on. We point them to the opportunities in these communities. So that for those of them, based on their CSR focus areas, they may want to, we are interested in this. We don't mind partnering with you, and so on. So Pitch Day is actually about exposing or giving visibility to the communities in which we operate and the opportunities that are there. And the great thing is that it goes beyond just meeting a funding gap. It opens the eyes of the larger community, the larger development partnership space to the opportunities and so they follow up and go and do other things totally different from what we went to do, and that gives us a lot of excitement. I mean, very heartwarming that by our presence in these communities, exposure and visibility has been given and connected them to other resources that can help them out. So Pitch Day, 30th of May.
30th of May. Where is it happening?
We're looking at holding it at the British Council, but we need to confirm that by Monday.
Right, because of course I'm sure that other companies who are listening right now would also think about, coming to see and hear what exactly you need to present so that they can also be involved in what you are doing. And so, so Pitch Day is on the 30th of May, and you probably want to share with us your social media handles so that they can always go back and check and confirm where exactly it's happening, so they can get in touch and be a part of it. So
you can find us on our website address is www.CorpsAfrica, CorpsAfrica, Africa.org, and then we are on LinkedIn, and we are on we are on Instagram, and we are also on Twitter, and all CorpsAfrica. CorpsAfrica. How old or how young must you be to be a volunteer? Interesting. The age profile of our current volunteer spans 24 to 31. And so anybody in that age range. And I must say that thankfully we are being supported by MasterCard Foundation. And they have a kind of interest in young people. And I'm happy you asked this.
Because I'm thinking about being a volunteer, so I need to make sure that I consider my age. I'm not kidding. I'm serious.
We'll find something for you.
I am very serious. I'm totally excited about what Mustpha is talking about, and I can't help but do something like that to help a community that I don't know anything about. And so
this
it's
is absolutely exciting. We got a call when we launched the first year from the country manager of an airline. He said, something, can I volunteer? If not for a full year, for 3 months, for 6 months.
Of course,
And so we've actually started thinking around that.
Think about it so that you can, you can give us a short term, volunteer time, and we can come in and support. I mean, it's all about giving back, and maybe you want to think about the age, and then some of us can join in. But yes, this is actually exciting. And of course, I look forward to Peach Day, 30th of May. What time will it be, please?
At 10 a.m.
At 10 a.m.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
that is where you see out actually more of the Mustphas, 30
Yeah.
of them,
Yeah.
showing what how they have grown,
Right.
both professionally and personally through
Right.
this process.
Right.
Yeah, and
Right.
their experience in the community.
Oh, fantastic conversation. I've enjoyed this conversation immensely. Mustpha Issahaku, the CorpsAfrica volunteer who just spoke about some of the, things that in this amazing stories and the impactful things that they've done in societies. And the country director, Mr. Moses Cofie, they've been here with us, chatting us and educating us more about CorpsAfrica. We wish you the very best. I look forward to doing my bit to help out, and I definitely would link up with you. But thank you so very much, and well done for all the work that you're doing to help
you.
society. God bless.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
so
coming
much.
by. Pleasure
Thank
as
you.
well.